Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Career Prep. In this video, we'll learn about the concept and formulae on the topic simple interest. This topic is an important topic for many competitive examinations like SSC, UPSC, railways, banking, etc. Simple interest questions are asked every year in bank and SSC exams. These questions are also asked under data interpretation and data sufficiency. So it makes sense to understand the concept well. These questions are the ones where marks can be scored easily if practiced well. Before we begin, please subscribe to our channel. Also press. Let's learn about the definition and concept of simple interest. When a person lends money to a borrower, the borrower usually has to pay an extra amount of money to the lender. This extra money is what is called the interest. This means that when a person lends money to a borrower, the borrower, when he repays the loan, usually has to pay not just the loan amount that he has borrowed, but he has to pay an extra amount of money also to the lender. This extra money is called the interest. Now, interest can be either simple or compound. Simple interest is based on the original principal amount of a loan or deposit. Compound interest, on the other hand, is based on the principal amount and the interest that accumulates on it in every period. So, a simple interest is calculated on the original principal, whereas compound interest is calculated on the principal amount and the interest. In this video, we'll learn about the topic simple interest. Now, simple interest is a concept that is used in many sectors such as banking, finance, automobile, and so on. Simple interest is an easy method of calculating the interest for a loan or principal amount. Simple interest relates not just to certain loans, it's also the type of interest that banks pay the customers on their savings accounts. Simple interest is a method to calculate the amount of interest charged on a sum at a given rate and for a given period of time. Now, since the rate of interest is fixed and is applied only to the principal amount for the entire duration of the loan or investment, the simple interest is the same for every year on a certain principal. So since the interest rate does not change and it is fixed, and this interest rate is applied only to the principal amount for the entire duration of the loan or investment, for a particular principal, the simple interest is always the same for every year. Let's now understand the meanings of a few important terms in simple interest. Principal. The money borrowed or lent out for a certain period is called the principal or the sum. Principal is denoted by the letter P. Interest. Interest is the extra money that the borrower pays for using the lender's money. Amount. The principal and the interest together is called amount. Amount is denoted by the letter A. Rate percent per annum. The interest that the borrower has to pay each year for every 100 rupees borrowed is known as rate percent per annum. The rate of interest is denoted by R. Remember that rate percent is always given for a year. Time. The time for which the borrowed money has been used is called the time. Time is denoted by the letter T. Simple interest. If the interest on a certain sum borrowed for a certain period is reckoned uniformly, then it is called simple interest. Simple interest is denoted by SI. This means that if a certain uh, sum is borrowed for say 3 years at a fixed rate of say 10%, then the interest on that sum borrowed is the same for the first year, the interest is the same for the second year, the interest is the same for the third year, then such an interest is called simple interest. Here are a few important formulae on the topic simple interest. Remember all these formulae perfectly to solve problems on simple interest. The first formula is used to find the simple interest. The first formula is SI is equal to PRT divided by 100, where SI is the simple interest, P is the principal or sum borrowed, R is rate percent per annum, and T is the number of years for which the borrowed money has been used. Now from the above formula we can understand that P is equal to 100 multiplied by SI divided by RT. Also R is equal to 100 multiplied by SI divided by PT. And T is equal to 100 multiplied by SI divided by PR. The second formula helps us to find the amount. So A is equal to P plus SI, where A is the total amount to be repaid, P is the principal or sum borrowed, and SI is the simple interest. So A is equal to P plus SI. From the above formula we can understand that SI is equal to A minus P and P is equal to A minus SI. Now, the total amount formula in case of simple interest can also be written as A is equal to P plus PRT, where R is the interest rate per year, which is given as a decimal. Now, we know that A is equal to P plus SI. If the rate of interest per year is given in the form of a decimal, then SI is equal to PRT. So we can write A is equal to P plus SI as A is equal to P plus PRT. Now if you take out P as the common factor in this equation, then you get A is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus RT. Note that if the rate of interest per annum is given in the form of percentage, then SI is equal to PRT divided by 100. If the rate of interest per year is given in the form of a decimal, then SI is equal to PRT. Here are a few more formulae on simple interest. If sum of money becomes Z times in T years at simple interest, then a rate of interest R can be calculated using the formula rate of interest R percent is equal to 100 multiplied by Z minus 1 divided by T. If sum of money becomes Z times at rate of interest R percent per annum at simple interest, then time T can be calculated using the formula time T is equal to 100 multiplied by Z minus 1 divided by R. The annual payment discharged while paying a debt of rupees A due in n years at the rate of interest R percent per annum is equal to 100 A divided by 100 N plus Rn multiplied by n minus 1 divided by 2. This is the formula you use in installment problems. Here are a few important points that you have to remember in simple interest. The rate of interest is always calculated per year unless it is specifically mentioned otherwise. If in any problem time given is in months, then convert the months into years by dividing it with 12. If time is given in days, then convert days into years by dividing it with 365. Principal is the sum deposited or borrowed, whereas amount is principal plus interest. Do not get confused between these terms. Now, simple interest is equal to PRT if rate of interest is given in the decimal form. Simple interest is equal to PRT divided by 100 if rate of interest is given in the percentage form. Let's now look at the types of problems asked in competitive exams on the topic simple interest. The important types of questions asked are to find the simple interest, to find the principal, to find the rate of interest, to find the time. Questions based on simple interest with ratios. Questions based on installments. Viewers, please go through this video till you have understood the concept. Please do watch all our videos on solved problems on simple interest for better understanding. Please do watch a video on solved problems on finding the simple interest. If you have liked this video, please like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you.